Hello, I'm Trey and welcome to another of my colouring tutorials. I'm going to be doing a floral tutorial, and it is a Clematis design, which is this one here. I'm using a book, Colouring Beautiful Flowers, and that just happens to be the book I've got, but if you have a book with any kind of flowers in that looks similar to this, you can use this technique I'm doing in this tutorial. I'm using Castle Art Premium pencils. Again, you can use any pencils that you have, and just use similar colours that I'm going to be using. There are two parts to this flower. There's the middle, and then there's the petals that go around the middle. I'm going to do the middle first, and I'll be doing that in greens. I'm using a pale green, a medium green, and a darker green. Mine are like lime and moss coloured, but again, it's up to you what you want to use. It's just as long as it's 3 greens. And the reason I'm doing the middle first is because it's quite difficult to see because of the cluster of the petals where the middle starts. So I'm going to decide on whereabouts I feel the middle starts, and I think around here. I'm just going to decide on that. I mean, again, if you have a design like this, you decide where you feel the middle of the flower starts. It's going around the edge in the lightest green, the middle section. And I'll be moving in slightly towards the middle. And now with my medium green, I will overlap slightly where the lightest was, green I've just put down, and do a circular layer of that. So as I go in towards the middle, I'm going darker. And then with my darkest green, I'll do the middle, slightly overlapping where the medium green was. So obviously I need to do more layers, but I'll just do another 1 layer of each, the same technique. Well, if I feel that I've missed some that I think it should be the middle, I'm going to go over those. It's just adapting as you see how it looks. So that is how the middle is going to work. I will be putting a few more layers down of those colours. So the lightest on the outside, lightest green, the medium overlapping the lightest green going further towards the middle, and the darkest green in the middle. I put about 3 layers of each of those colours down, and now I'm going to do just a light blend with a blender pencil and be working from the lightest into the medium first, just so I don't migrate darker colours into the light section. And then I'm going to blend the medium into the dark green, so I can try and retain the blending I've done and the layering effect. I'm going to put another layer down of each of those colours. So it's just building it up as you go along and adapting it. Now you can go as dark as you wish with that, as many layers as you want. You know, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with the layers I've got down. So that's the middle section. And now I'm going to do the outside petals. Now I'm going to do the petals of the flower, and I'm using pinks. And again, whatever pencils you're using, you know, you just choose which pinks you want to use. I have a light pink, a medium pink, and like a dark purpley pink. Using the lightest pink, I'm going to highlight the lightest areas. I'm going to highlight where I think it would be lighter. Now the curled up sections on these petals, as it goes inwards, it's going to be darker, so highlight those. I'm using light pressure all the way through doing this project, just so I can try and get a few layers down. So these petals here that are curled over, inside of there would be darker. Now these petals here that aren't curled over, I'm going to highlight the top of this one. So as it goes towards the middle of the flower, I'll make that darker. And with this one, because it's starting to move away a little bit, I'm going to do half of that lighter at the top. And just the top edge of this petal. So it's almost like I'm thinking the light is coming from the top. Right. It's an estimation, really. You can decide which way you want the light to go, but that seems to be easiest for me that way. So these other petals inside, I'm going to make these ones here closest to the middle, lightest. So all around the edges of the green section, I'm going to make those petals lightest. Now when I looked at the petals, they're actually bent over, so the ones that's bent over near the middle of the flower, I've coloured those in the lightest pink. Now I'm going to take my medium pink and I'm going to just at the very inner edge of those petals I've just coloured. I'm doing those in the medium pink. Now some of these petals are still bent over, but I'm going to do half of those in medium pink, because the gradient effect that I did for the green, I'm doing the opposite with the pink. I'm starting in the middle and moving outwards. Adjust it as I go along. If I feel I want a little bit of pale pink in the ends of these petals, I'll leave it white and then go over those sections. And the parts of these darker petals I've left white, I'm now going to go over that with the lightest pink I'm using. Now with the medium pink, I'm going to darken in the bigger petals, overlapping any lighter sections I've already put in. So I'm darkening going towards the middle of the flower for each petal. And where I've left the petals completely white because they're going to be darker, I'll cover all of those sections in the medium pink. Now I'm going to use the darkest pink, and I'm going to put in where I feel the darkest sections are. Now, all the areas that go towards the middle, all of those sections will be dark. So I'll do those first. And that's because it's overlapped by other sections. Of course, these bigger petals are burnt over as well. And with the other petals, the middle, I won't put any dark there. I'm going to put a little bit of dark on the edge, these petals that are on the edge, just in the middle, to darken them in slightly. Now that's the first layer of each of those colours I'm using, the pale pink, the medium pink and the dark purpley pink. It needs more layers, but as you can see, as I can see, it's starting to build up already. So I'll do a few more layers off camera and then come back to this. Now I've put down 3 more layers of each of those colours. That's the pale pink, the medium pink and the darker pink. I'm just going to do a light blend, and I'm working from the darkest into the lightest sections, but not going right over the lightest sections, just to push it a little bit into that area. I'm using a blender pencil because the sections are kind of narrow, and if I try to use a cotton bud, it's a little bit too wide, so that's why I'm using a blender pencil. I did some of the blending off camera before I came back to this, so it's looking really good now, I feel, and I'm just going to put a little bit of darker sections in again, and that should finish it off. Right, so that's that flower finished, and I do like the effect. It's a gradient effect, which is what I was looking for. I probably could go darker if I wanted to, but I'm kind of happy with how the shading works. So that's the end of this floral tutorial. I hope anybody that's watched this has found it useful, and I'll return again with a different tutorial in the near future.